talking all this gangster shit about how I'm banging my set. Nigga Smack wouldn't have had another motherfucking event in New York. If I was from Harlem and he wasn't booking me, he'd take other Harlem niggas and gave him a check. That's that slave-like mentality in battle rap that had never gained my respect. How backwards is it to already be underground, get railroaded, then run off and let the white man put a chain on your neck?
And what's good? It's your boy Dylan with Let's Talk Battle Rap, here with the Recappables. Got Los vs. Ice on the radar today with Bad Money. How you doing, bro?
What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. Just ready to chop this up. So, you and the rest of the team were at this event, actually, right?
Yeah, for Los vs. Head Ice. You know, battle we about to sit here and break down in this episode of Recappables, brought to you by Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast. But yeah, we were there. We were in the building, you know, for this battle. This battle came out pretty good on cam, you know, and it was a good battle in the building as well. It was pretty lopsided in the building, if you ask me. You know, looking back at it on cam, definitely.
I think you could feel that on cam too. That in the building, it was definitely leaning towards Los.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think the first time feel, you know what I mean, of everybody getting to see Los come up there and rap, I think that pretty much overshadowed a lot of things, you know, within this battle. You know, and let him get away with a couple things in this battle as well.
Yeah, they definitely, I think that industry, you know, rapper thing got to a lot of people just, you know, how's he going to do? And I think even if he did all right, it was going to come off a lot better just because of that aspect alone.
Right. And it was like, I think him getting Ice, you know, was better off for him to get than Daylight for the simple fact that now you really got to turn into a battle rapper, because with Daylight, I mean, their styles complement one another, you know, the way they rap in general. So we knew we were getting already heading into the battle originally, just, you know, a good, you know, back and forth bar fest. But with Ice, it forced Los to really have to come into this realm of battle rap and show us what he can do. You know what I mean? And that's what he did in this battle, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely being against Daylight would have been a battle of the pens and who's more intricate and the wordplay and all of that. And with Ice, you know, he had to come out and he's going to have that presence, that stage presence, that, you know, that delivery, that battle rap feel, that old head, I'm about to fuck you up feel. So he had to.
You still want to see Los and Daylight after watching this battle?
You know, I think it would have been. I think if Los didn't throw away, when we'll get into it in that first round, I think if he didn't direct a lot of his content at Daylight still, and he would have, you know, kept that in the chamber, I think I would have still paid to see that battle too, because I want to see Los again. I feel like he did well. I feel like this wasn't, you know, too far fetched to see him battle somebody else, and you know, I think him and Daylight, that matchup does, you know, look good on paper. I think it would be cool to see. I mean, I'm not like begging for it if they, you know, Smack set it up. You know, I'm not, you know, it ain't nothing crazy, but if they were to battle, I would pay for it. I would see it, yeah, for sure.
Definitely. I asked because when I saw Los promoting the battle on Twitter the other day, you know, he asked ARP who's next. So, you know, it looked like we are gonna get Los back in the ring at some point. Who knows when, but he got interest on getting back in the ring. But let's jump into this, you know, episode of Recappables and talk about this battle with Ice. You know, how you feel about it, how I feel about it. First round, King Los, you kick it off because I wasn't there. Like, I was there, but during Los' first round, I missed his entire first round. They had to text me. I was in the car chilling with one of my homies, you know what I mean, at the event.
Right.
Like around the corner, down the street somewhere, and I literally like had to run back to the venue and get back in the building. But how'd you feel about his first round? Because by the time I got there, Ice was just about to start.
I mean, it was pretty dope. I think lyrically, you know, and I wasn't in the building. Let me clarify that, by the way. I've only seen it on cam, but I think lyrically it was really good. I just don't like how he dedicated almost the first half, maybe even more of his round to Daylight. I mean, and it's not even like they were subliminals. He was throwing out Daylight flips. I mean, everything like that. And it was
clear.
And it's like, I mean, I get it. This was probably some of the stuff, like some of your better content you had prepared, but it's not, you're not battling Daylight. You know what I mean? Like, you're battling Head Ice. You should, you know, tailor that content or maybe shorten the rounds if you are going to accept that battle. I mean, there's a lot of things I feel like you could do to not have to use the bars you had for Daylight. I guess he was still showing people that he had that pen and he was taking it seriously, but I don't know. I think that part of it hurt him, but lyrically, what he was saying was dope. You know what I mean? Like his pen was there, and even the Daylight flips and all that were crazy. And that's not
definitely. He had the My fault. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. I was just saying that's not something we ever had to worry about with him coming in. I don't think anybody worried about the pen game. It was more the battle rap feel, that stage presence, the believability. What was he gonna rap about? You know what I mean? That type of stuff. But we knew that the pen was gonna be there.
Definitely. Yeah. Speaking of the pen, he said something about, his pen could be linked back to the lab that crafted AIDS. He also said something like, with that line, he said, y'all wondered if I could perform black magic on the master stage. I think, the AIDS and the Magic Johnson line, whatever. We familiar with that. He had 2K bars, 8 people, like a PlayStation party chat.
Yeah, party chat was cool.
I'm a 2K guy. I'm friends with Los on PlayStation. Was before the battle anyway. Or whatever. I still haven't played it, but I'm going to pull up on him in a park at some point in time. But definitely 2K bars. You know what I mean? They work for me.
Yeah, he had the one with I ran the numbers and figured out 65% he wouldn't get the shit. That was cool. Like
right. He had a physics scheme in there that was pretty dope.
And then I think he, closer to the end of the round, he had that office supply scheme too, where he went into the, if you bend in metal, the staples, and then all that whole thing. That was pretty dope too. It was nothing super crazy, but I like, I didn't see it coming when he first said it, and then when he ran it back with the actual scheme about how it was office supplies, that was pretty cool.
Right. And he also had something like his girl wanted a nigga to give flying saucer, but he can't put the extras to rest in this real shit. This is all directed at Daylight.
Yeah,
still, you know what I'm saying?
It's like I didn't write too much of it down because it's like that's not even for Ice. You know what I mean? Like you weren't even trying to really talk to him. But the pen is crazy. Like
right.
extraterrestrial, that's crazy.
Right. I mean, when I ran back in the building, I'm like, damn, man, I missed Lowe's first round. They didn't even have to tell me, like, you good. It was guys around them like, bro, don't even worry about it. It was all for Daylight. So,
yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to lie, in the building, I was a little bit happy, like, all right, I ain't missed, like, Lowe's debut.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that didn't matter to me. But Ice's first round, I mean, Ice was on his head in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, he was talking to him.
Ice got right at him. Like, he won't make the ring pop, he'll ring pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had the whole thing about, I know y'all ain't pay money to see two niggas stand up here and argue about who Puffy.
Yeah, see, that's why he was on his ass, and he was coming in, that's what Los does, too. He brings that aggression, that presence that he has on the stage that, you're not about to bully Ice. You're not about to do none of that to him. You know what I mean? So when he's up there, that's one thing you got to deal with on top of the bars that he's going to bring at you.
Right. He's like, I'm short on fuse. I spark plugs. I think that was dope. Something that he said like that stuck with me was like, you a dweeb, a worm, I hook and lake you. Give me one look like you could get gangster and I crook your face. Just sometimes it's about the way you say stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like Ice puts his shit together very well. You know what I mean? I love Ice's delivery. And this is why I was happy that, he got somebody like Head Ice. You know what I mean? And plus the fact that a lot of guys have been getting shots at industry guys. Ice is putting work in the game, from the rip. So Ice gave me what I wanted to see from him in the first round. You know what I mean? He called him K. Michelle. He told me to use his butt. You know what I'm saying? What did he say? He said, you K. Michelle, you put your butt on the line to get in the game. Your career underwater like the Lost City in Cuba. That was hard. He said, as cool as you think we is, your body will be when it hit the freezer. That was hard.
That's the thing with Ice is we said this, when we were talking about YK and QP the other day. When it's not always the most intricate bar, that's one of the best bars that are around. Sometimes it's something simple, straightforward, just the way it was delivered, the way it was said, everything else makes it that much better. It doesn't have to be something super crazy. And I think that's where the difference between Ice and Los makes it different, is because Los is so pen heavy and Ice isn't. Ice is so, I'm going to just be in your face. I'm going to do that to you. And time and time again this round, it was simple bars, but they were haymakers.
Right. And that's why I was happy about it, this matchup being switched, because like, okay, you got to turn to a battle rapper.
Yeah, you can't just get up there and rap.
You know what I'm saying? Like this guy has a completely different style of rapping than you do. So now you have to become one with the art form. How you going to adjust to this? You know what I mean? Ice is up here fucking you up and you over here talking to Daylight. You know what I mean? So we sit there like, oh damn, like I don't know what he's spitting the first at first, you know, when I was there, whatever, I'm like, I don't know what he's spitting the first, but you know, it's gonna get ugly. You know, if he
I mean, so how'd you call this first round? You know, who'd you have winning this one?
Come on, man. Trick question.
Hey, we gotta do it.
Of course, man. I had to go with Ice the same way I know you gotta go with Ice just as well. You know what I mean? For the simple fact that 98.9% of his material for the first round, you know what I'm saying, was for Daylight. How can you give Los the first round? They even say the first round is debatable regardless of how good he
you know, that's my thing too, is it's not just a pen, it's not just rapping. He wasn't direct for almost half a round, at least half round. He wasn't even direct. So
right. But on top of that, when I'm looking at the lines, because, you know, I wrote them down. You know, it's the first time. Well, no, it's a couple battles I wrote stuff down for, but I just never, you know, physically sat down and recapped them, you know, on camera or anything. But looking back at the lines right now, as we sitting here doing this, it's like Ice had way more in the first as far as line wise than Los did. You know, if you want to be technical, I got so much stuff written down. I haven't even said yet that, you know, Ice said we don't want to give round. You know what I mean? So we don't want to give, you know, Ice that first round.
Breakdown of everything. We still want people to go watch the battle and everything, but, you know, the stuff we do provide, I mean, there wasn't a lot there for us to say, because, you know, with Los talking about Daylight, I immediately got uninterested in the battle. I didn't want to hear what he was talking about because I'm like, this ain't who you're battling. I get it, that's what you wrote, but it's not, I don't want to hear this. It's not who you're standing in front of. And I know Ice ain't about to sit here and talk about somebody else. You know what I mean? Ice is about to be all up in his grill with it, but no, I mean, I agree with you. I think Ice had way more in that first round, and I think that was, you know, pretty clear, especially with the content not even being tailored to him. I think that's Ice easy 1-0.
So round two, Los starts off with good wordplay that led up to the you know, portal door. He said, "Only way this mortal can see me in combat is if
that was nice.
Punch him from floor to floor." He had a Floyd scheme. He called. He said something like, "I'm a king. I'm a god. I'm esoteric. You a Steve, a Rob, or just a Eric." You understand what I'm saying? So at this point, when at a battle, you're starting to see, and I think this round to heat up.
This round was structured,
you know, and like
for his opponent anyway. I think it was, you know, from the jump, you got that feel of, all right, he was playing up there at first, and then he had that when he had the no wonder you stand up here looking like a broke ass Kevin Garnett. That's that bullshit perception between a homie who could have went to the NBA but would rather pretend to be a menace so the Wolves will respect him. Like, to Minnesota Wolves are come on, that was crazy. That was my bar the round for sure for this the second round. But he definitely and that's that pen, but it's also that's for Ice too. Well, Ice always, you know, the Wolves, and I'm with the Wolves, and
yeah, he addressed his friends as Wolf. You know what I mean? Got Wolf merchandise. You understand what I'm saying?
I've never heard of
Wolf. He's respected
out
here.
I've never heard a Minnesota
in the streets,
bar
you know
like that. At least, you know, we've heard them before, but I ain't never heard one like that. Yeah,
even directed at Ice, like
Wolves.
How's nobody had a Minnesota?
And the way he did it was
Wolf
that
bar
was
for
crazy.
Ice. Like, then he had the well, before that he had the for 20 years you've been rapping like you just came home. And he like, I figured it out. Him and his girl been splitting rent in that bum ass apartment. No wonder you still rap like you in a halfway house. Los is comfortable at this point, so he's like, I'm done with Daylight. You know what I mean? In the second round, I'm done with Daylight. I'm on Ice head. You know what I mean? I'm on battle rap head. Hello, this is my introduction to battle rap. This is what he should have been on from the door. You understand what I'm saying? So. Yeah, Los gave us a lot in this round, you know, to, you know, pick and choose from. He talked about, you know, him bringing Puff to Summer Madness 2. saying he's the person who told him to, throw the money down or whatever for Verb and
No, and
T-Rex.
this was a great
I mean,
battle.
it's dope. I mean,
this round was
I mean,
crazy. I
Los
think
has
it was
been around
a
the
good
culture for a
improvement from the
minute.
first for him, for sure.
You know what I mean?
I think the
Facts. You know what I mean? I think what he did, like towards the end of his second, he addressed a couple things, because like I said, Los has been around the culture for a minute as far as like not battling, but at events,
and he's been
support,
like active on social media with it too for a while. I've been seeing him, he tweets about stuff all the time. He hasn't been, shying away from the culture at all.
Right, and it was like he basically broke down, how look, I'm not here to take from the culture. Like I've been a part of this culture for X amount of years. Like I'm of this culture. I grew up in this culture being, one of you guys. I ain't here to take from y'all. You understand what I'm saying? But this is my perspective. Like if I'm here to take from y'all, I've been around. Why didn't I been start taking place from y'all? Been taking money from y'all. I'm on camera, in footage of several battles over the past couple years. So how can y'all say I'm trying to take a play from y'all? Y'all don't see other industry cats at battles the way Los is, and it was dope to see him expand on that and, let us know like what his perception of the culture is. You know what I mean? So
I think it was really
this was
solid.
a good second round from Los.
I don't know if you're familiar because shout out to Battle Rap Stats again.
Right.
They're pretty, cool with the show. Me and V, we did a couple after each round. We did like a kind of like a little grading scale, just like, 1 to 10. What would you give that round for that battler? And they sent us a chart of, a little, vague chart of what they do their 1 through 10 based off of. And I think that second round for Los was, that was like a 9 to me. That was like an 8.5, 9 to me. Especially the.
Yeah.
And I shoot too low.
I would be mad at 8.5. But I definitely can give it a 9. I definitely can give it a 9. You know what I mean? It wasn't flawless, but you know what I mean? It was good enough and consistent enough to be a 9. If somebody said an 8.5, I'd understand. But just like you, I would give this round a 9.
No, for sure not. And then that's the thing too. Like, this battle, it did something for the culture because being an industry battler alone is gonna, just being in that stage. As long as you don't flop, you're gonna progress the culture in some way. And then I think his stock went up a lot too. And that's one thing that, Battle Rap Stats, as long as, with the, first, like if you're giving it like an 8 or 9 or a 10, it has to increase the battle rapper stock too. So I think, Los is a battle rapper. I think, that was a solid round for him. I would give it a 9. His stock went up. I think it did a lot for battle rap right there. But let's get into Los, man, because Los is second round. I mean, to Ice, my bad. Ice is second round.
Ice. Oh, facts. You know what I mean? We definitely got to get in Ice's second round because Ice had a pretty good second round too.
The first one I got is the Puppet Master one. So if you want to go before that.
See, you a girl. All right. He said, you a girl in a boy body. When I trap, I got girl and boy by me. I make a sale with your girl or boy by me, and I'll do time in a cell for your girl or boy body. He was flipping, those words around. I like the way Ice did that. You know what I mean? He jumped right back on Lo's head in the second round and picked up where he left off at in the first round because he ended his first round. He kind of jerseyed this first round.
Yeah, I think a lot of that too was like the crowd really wasn't feeling him, and you could feel it on camera. I'm sitting at home like, damn, they're really not rocking with him like that. Like, and I think. Yeah, but I'm saying you could feel that.
No, I was rocking with Ice.
I think he realized that. And he was just like,
a lot of people might not have been.
Time, like y'all aren't. I'm not about to keep rapping this and digging a hole for myself if it's not doing nothing for me.
Is you? Yeah, you know what I mean? In the second round, I think he was more so able to block that out, because he was able to see that it definitely wasn't as much love, on camera from what I see, because I can't speak in the first round. I can speak past that. But it was definitely more love shown to, Los on camera, in the first round than it was to Ice. And now in the second round, Ice just, back on Lowe's head after Lowe's just had a great round. He called him a plastic handcuff cop block nigga. You claim you doing me greasy, but I fucked your chick in the bush with crock pot. He gotta take Reaper Rail's slogan, man. Those are old head bars. You know what I mean? Like, Ice is known for those, like the I love our home fries. I love our home fries. I mean, this is gonna be one of those for me. You know what I mean? He might have took a shot at Danny in that round too.
Because
in a second.
Yeah, I don't know. Because some people took it as a shot, some people didn't. So we'll get into it. But he had the one. I mean, he had the bar. I'll grab Los by the collar during the robbery and make him.
I don't know.
Make him up it faster. String him. He can't speak until I make him. Puppet master. That was crazy. What else you got? You got the I was gonna get brain from your bitch.
What else? He had the Los don't side us because he's Stacey Dash in public. He said Los don't side us. He's Stacey Dash in public. Los side us.
Cool. I mean, there wasn't a lot of,
you know what I mean? Like,
a lot of time. He had one pause bar in there though. The vegan one, you got that on there when he was like, "Nah, I just put
I didn't write that down. I was not writing that down. I'm sorry, I could not."
Because he had it's something like we ain't believing this vegan shit. Something you stop eating meat so your butt could be clean and they could put meat in it. Pause. I don't know how you even say that.
Oh, man.
I bet you.
Oh, man. It was a nightmare for Program V in there that night, man. It was a lot of pause-worthy bars in there that night. You know what I mean? Every time somebody said a pause bar in the building,
like a sign or something, man. Just like a pause sign. Every time you feel like you just hold it up.
Nah. I told V I'm gonna buy him a pause button for Christmas. Every time a pause-worthy phrase or bar gets said on a damn show, I'm gonna have him hit the button. But still, even with that pause bar, you know what I mean? Like in the building, I kind of tuned out the Ice after that. But looking back at it, Ice is still cooking. You know what I'm saying? He's still cooking. My heart black as the people that's mourning for him. Your next family cookout gonna be monumental. I like that. Because of the way he set it up. The way I just said it didn't come across as good as he set it up. But that was a high bar. You know, the way Ice put that together. You know what I mean? Said something about most side artists either died in sidecars or beside him. Nope. You know what I mean? So he don't care about Los money or what he do with it or how many cars he buy and stuff like that. So Ice had a second round on camera.
Yeah.
I'd probably give Ice like maybe a 7.
I had it at like a 7. So I'm not going to. It wasn't anything that blew me away. No, it's a solid round. He's got everything structured well.
It still was a good round. It still,
stumble through the whole thing. He didn't really jersey it, and I liked it. It was original. There wasn't a bunch of, old repeated schemes. So I mean, no, I'm cool with it. I think it was a dope round, but it compared to how much better Los was from the first round, I just don't think it was enough.
Yeah, definitely. Because Los had a lot in there. He had the epic, I got a gun so big, it only exists in battle rap. You know what I mean? That everybody went crazy for. But that wasn't Los's craziest bar the second round. You know what I mean?
I think so. I don't really think, too many
Los
people
definitely takes the second round.
Some people disagree with the first round being, they're like, but, his pen was so good. I think if you ain't direct, though, it don't count. So I got it 1-1. You got it 1-1. Let's get into the third, man. So we got Los. He starts off with the rebuttal. He had let me show you how I master freestyler. Take that last round, snatch all the power off you, because all them jokes about a homie being gay is the reason that style cost you. Like Lacoste, he was wearing the Lacoste shirt. That was cool. And then the Jazz thing, yeah.
And then he turned around and started talking to Jazz. It's like I had to explain that bar to Jazz to get rid of all that Jazz talking. I mean, it was definitely decent to see how he could do that in a moment, because it's like, or he set that up in his head. Do you understand what I'm saying? For us to look at that Like, all right, they're gonna look at me talking to Jazz because they're gonna react to the freestyle, and while they're reacting to the freestyle, I'm gonna turn around and talk to Jazz, and boom.
I was like,
I'm gonna use another freestyle,
and then I thought,
and then they try to make him do three of them things.
The first thing I thought was, man, if he did like a Chef Trez flip right now, like, nah, leave it to Trez. Something like that would have been crazy. But no, I think it was cool. I think it was a dope start, and I think that shows like how much he actually pays attention to battle rap, because he knows that freestyling is, it can be an important part if used properly. It can definitely be a benefit to you, and it can also backfire if you try to do it too long. So I think that little showing that he can do that, I think that was cool. That was good for him too. I think it was good for his stock, and freestyle bars I always appreciate a good freestyle, good rebuttal. So no, I like the way he started the round with that. No, you can't.
Yeah, because that's something like every rapper can do.
Yeah.
Not every rapper can freestyle, man. You know what I mean? It definitely creates something in a moment, and use it and be effective. Then he had something where he like called Ice a side nigga. He said, beware the skillet, been known to fry niggas, that was hard. Then he broke down Ice's 2 album titles, how my friends became my enemies, and every king has a story. He lined it up and set it up perfectly. And he told Ice, without smack, you just ace at the cleaners. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because smack, ace at the cleaners, you know what I'm saying, paid in full. Movie bars, man. You know what I mean? He knows, like, all right, I can throw this in here, relate that to that, boom. Like, he's showing me now, like, all right, I can really get in tune. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable up here now. I got the daylight rust off, first round, second round. I showed y'all I can do this. Now it's like, all right, I'm comfortable up here. I'm gonna play around
right into it too. Right after that, he jumps into the how Ice went from, how he went to King of the Dot and all that stuff, and how he was league hopping, as some would call it. But he had that slave mentality in battle rap that'll never gain my respect, because how backwards is it to already be underground, get railroaded, then run off and let the white man put the chain on your neck? That was crazy to me. Like, that was fire. And then it comes at that whole perspective.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Right. And then he's like, so how,
because when you got the King of the Dot chain, you ain't supposed to
white
battle
man, let
him,
put the chain on your neck, going to King of the Dot from Smack, and just letting Smack walk all over you. And he was talking to him. And this is what I wanted from the first round, this directness, because this is straight at Ice. You know what I mean? He's coming at his neck right here. And he's not just trying to outpen him. He's actually trying to, have the angle that's going to hit. So, that was crazy to me. What else you had for this last round for Los?
He said, when you give a nigga daylight and chemtrails, like how you notice the sky messed all the way up with how I said that. You got to go look at the battle and see exactly what he said. But daylight, chemtrails, how you're not supposed to notice the skies, the way he put that together, that was
when
crazy.
He slid down the stairs.
Slide on Ice like Meek Mill at his mama house. You know what I mean? We've heard that Tay-Rock gonna slip. Yeah, you know what I mean? But it was decent. You know what I mean? To see that.
Yeah, and it's something like I wouldn't mind seeing him again.
You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing to go crazy.
I wouldn't mind seeing him again, because I know he's going to improve
type bars.
There was
that was
good
cool.
things in there that I can see him sharpening it up and making the punches hit harder, and I think he'll learn from it too. So, I thought it was solid.
Definitely. I just think he ended sloppy. I think he could have ended all of his rounds cleaner. Still was a good introduction to battle rap for Los. I think he did better in the building. It was like more of a wow factor. Like, oh my God, King Los was great. He did pretty good. You know what I'm saying? When I'm looking back at it on Cam, there's some things I do want him to work on. But nonetheless, like, I still think his third round was a solid round. And I think,
that's one thing, though. He can clean that up.
And finish
it's not like it'll be, impossible for him. And I think there was a lot of, with his delivery, there were some things that I liked and there were some things I didn't like. Sometimes I thought he paused too long. Or maybe he thought that the bar was going to hit harder, so he had a little bit of the pause for like a dramatic effect, and then it didn't hit as hard as he might have thought it would. So just a couple little things, that he can clean up. I think if he'd have kept it a little more back to back, punching style versus like waiting and making y'all anticipate it, I think it would have came off a little better. But overall, I think he had a good performance. I would pay to see him again. I'm excited to see who he's going to battle again, actually. It looks like it's going to be on RBE. What do you think? No, not yet. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's good.
I don't know. I want to get there just yet. I want to get into Ice's third round. I don't have much written down for Ice's third round. He told Ice pretty much, you did a video for Justice for Junior, and you didn't do something for Lord Scooter. Lord Scooter was a rapper from Baltimore that got killed, like a little while back. And that's deep, you know what I mean? Because it's like, all right, this happened in your hood. Like, this was a popular rapper that was like on his way up, like for real, and got killed. So you didn't do nothing dedicated to him.
Very.
And, but you still did something for Justice for Junior. I mean, it's direct. You understand what I'm saying? It's direct. It applies to his opponent. Then most of Ice's round in his third consisted of Puffy stuff and Wolf, who was Biggie's bodyguard, which a lot of people don't know is Ash Cash's dad. So, like, he pretty much used his third round to address the fact that Puff ain't ride for Wolf and stuff like that. And I don't know, it took away from the fact that Ice could have won this battle. If he'd have just been more direct than just at King Los. He said, I am I. Try me and your IG gonna have praying hands and questions like how he died. Like, he'd had more of that. I feel like, he could have took this battle. But because most of Ice's third round, which was still a good third round to me or whatever, but it wasn't necessarily enough. It wasn't as direct for me. See, like, the way we had the problem with Los in the first round directing a lot of his material with Daylight, Ice, a lot of his material in the third was directed at the whole Puff situation with Ash Cash's dad or whatnot. So, you know what I mean? I took away a couple points for that because I think he just spent too much time on it. I'm not saying he shouldn't have addressed it, but I just think he spent too much time on it and didn't address his opponent. So I ended up giving this battle to Los because at this point, like, it was 1-1 after the first and the second round. And then going into the third round, it's like, all right, anybody could take this, especially thinking about how good Ice did in the first and how, decent his second was. Anybody could take this battle at this point, So I feel like Ice just didn't close out either because he should have been more direct and straight at Los instead of like spending
I was gonna say, I think that
a portion of his round
Los left the door open for Head Ice too, though, because the way he did, close out that last round, it wasn't his best round of the night for sure, and it wasn't, it definitely wasn't an unbeatable round. So I think that leaving the door open, I thought Head Ice I thought maybe he had, that second round was a little. But if he got back to that first round mentality that he had coming in, that first, that swag he had in that round, I thought, he could have took that third round a little more convincingly than, just, it's an edge to Ice. I think he, if that first round makes that third round, matches up with that third round a little better. But yeah, the same problem we had, with Los in the first is the one we had with Ice in the third, and it's just not as direct. And then if the content from both battlers is pretty close, but one person spends, half their round talking about somebody else, I don't understand how you could give it, to the other person. So, yeah, I got that round going to Los. So you got anything else on Ice before we wrap it up?
Definitely. Because, like you said, I don't have much down for Ice. It's pretty much because, he stayed on that scheme. It's like you said, Los left the door open. Los had his moments in his third. He definitely had his moments. He had his lines, but he still left the door open for Ice to take this battle, and Ice did not take advantage. I don't think Ice loses anything necessarily like with this battle. I mean, definitely the prep time for both of them, I give a lot of them. I give both of them a lot of respect You know, for the simple
Nick still
fact that
showed
they
up,
had
and then
like three
we also got to
weeks,
take
3.5
into
weeks.
account
You know what I
that
mean, to prepare for this battle, and
Los was
right
in
material and
the
whatnot.
battle mode for Daylight, and we got to realize that that's a different mentality you got to have going in there thinking you're about to be up against one of those intricate pens, and then going up against somebody like Ice who is completely different. Like that whole switch of mentality and having to rewrite your rounds and structure your everything. And I think that they both did really well based on the short notice for sure.
Definitely, man. I definitely want to see Los back in the ring. I can't. This battle made me want to see Ice more, and every time I see Ice,
Facts.
you gain respect for what he does. Whether you think Ice wins or loses, you gotta like what Ice do, man. You know what I mean? You gotta like what he brings to the culture. You know what I mean? So salute the head Ice, salute the King Loose, for definitely putting on a fire battle. I love this style matchup. And I was not mad. I wasn't as mad as
not just
everybody else was when they switched
like
the opponent.
Did. You can't just
because
pen to
I wanted
paper
Los to have to
and
come in
walk
the
all
battle
over
rap
Ice. That's
and
not
battle
happening.
rap.
But no, I mean, I'm down. I mean, I was thinking, I would like to see him battle Daylight.
Who do you want to see
I
Los
think
battle
there's a
again?
couple, newer people that he could even battle. Style clash wise, I've seen people on Twitter talking about like a B dot, and I don't know if that's too much alike. You know what I mean? Like of the philosophical, get deep, a little bit longer to the punch. I don't know if that battle would come off as good as people think. But there's stuff to talk about.
Nah, I think that would be a good battle to me because I think they would really battle each other and challenge each other's mind. But I wouldn't want that to be the
And the
next
fact that
battle.
he had Daylight and then he ended up taking Ice.
Man.
Those are so
It's
different.
A lot of
now
people,
I don't even
he
know.
can step in the ring
he
and
can
battle.
take anybody really style wise
and really look at this battle again on cam. Right. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll sit back and look at the game tapes and we'll discuss it because there's still plenty of opponents out there. It's 706
Yeah, man. I think it'll be good to look
battle
out for
rappers out
still
here
looking
in
forward
the
to
universe.
RB making their moves. All these other leagues are, I think it's starting to kick things into gear. So I think we're gonna start seeing a lot better matchups, a lot, bigger matchups, coming soon. And no, I'm looking forward to it. But I had Los 2-1. You know what I mean? Ice did the thing, did what he does every time Ice comes out. I'm sure we'll see both of them again and soon, probably. I gave it low second and third. With the second round being that was
and third?
Round of the battle for me.
Clear, or you think it could be debated?
I thought Los' second round was crazy. I liked Ice's first round, but it all comes down to being direct, man. That's important, and that's what I think killed both of them in the first and the third. Well, all right, G. This has been one of the episodes of Recappables. You got anything else you want to close off with?
Facts. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Closing off. Y'all got to get familiar with my boy Dylan. Y'all been hearing me on a podcast. We both been officially announced as newest members, but y'all got to get familiar with my boy Dylan. He's gonna be out here putting in work. You know what I mean? So follow him at King Snowflake on Twitter. Follow me at Bad Money 29 on Twitter.
Shout out to Let's Talk Battle Rap. Thank y'all for tuning in with us, man.
Shout
this
out
is
to Tim.
Recappables.
Shout out to France.
It's your boy Dylan and Bad Money.
B, man.
We out.
Holla at us, man. We be out here.
Cap.
Peace.